Greetings, family. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru, and thanks for visiting my channel. Well, family, we've heard of driving while black, even walking while black. Now we have biking while black. Chicago minority areas see the most bike tickets. Let's go to the story. Family, as Chicago police ramp up their ticketing of bicyclists, more than twice as many citations are being written in African American communities than in white or Latino areas, a Tribune review of police statistics has found. The top 10 community areas for bike tickets from 2008 to September 22nd, 2016 include 7 that are majority African American and 3 that are majority Hispanic or Mexican. From the areas with the most tickets written to the least, they are Austin, North Lawndale, Humboldt Park, South Lawndale, Chicago Lawn, West Englewood, Roseland, West Garfield Park, New City, and South Chicago. Not a single majority white area ranked in the top 10, despite biking's popularity in white areas such as West Town and Lincoln Park. African American cyclist Patrick McCoy, 70 years old, said he's experienced the heightened enforcement firsthand. McCoy had just left his condo on a frigid January evening to go to dinner when he was stopped by 2 Chicago police officers in an unmarked car. The white officers told McCoy repeatedly that he could be ticketed for riding on the sidewalk and even arrested. And McCoy said he waited in the cold while they ran his driver's license to check for warrants. Eventually, they let him go without a ticket. Now, see, they do that to black people, black Americans, but they won't do this to white Americans. No, they question them, they laugh, they joke with them, and then they let them go with no citations or nothing. So what we have to deal with is we deal with getting ticketed. We now have to face paying fines, and half the time if we don't have the money, of course, that ends up being jail. We go to jail, and then we have to deal with white supremacists and racist idiot nuts on social media platforms talk about black on black crime and how high it is and this and that and the other. And they don't even take in consideration none of these facts. That's a problem. And that's why I have little patience, little to no patience of going back and forth with white people about black crime, because they don't even focus on white crime at all. They don't even want to discuss it. They always have to point their fingers somewhere else. So, you know, that's why it's important for me, at least, to point out the shit that they pull and that they do, because it just proves that a lot of their rhetoric that they spew, a lot of the crap that they spew out there and talk about people of color and mainly black people is false, is based on false premises. And so anyways, I'm going to go further into this. McCoy, who said he was only on the sidewalk in front of his own building and a neighboring building and already off the bike when he was stopped. Do you hear this? This is how these white folks... And wait, before I continue on, what's so irritating and annoying with this story is that in Chicago, they have crimes, they have murder crimes going on. And then you have freaking white people who are working for the police department undercover, sitting in their freaking cars targeting black people. Because that's what they're doing instead of trying to figure out who's doing all the murders. No, instead they have to target us for little menial little things that they could call us on, like being on the sidewalk on a bike. And mind you, I'm not going to go through this whole article because it's so disgusting, but it brings up a lot of the statistics, the number of citations in certain neighborhoods. I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you could take a look at this article yourself, because I'm going to play the video in a second here, this video that they show here. But I just wanted to bring out that they do this targeting based on the census. They find out where the majority of black people live. And because you notice that when I first started this video, I mentioned 10 different areas of where they target. You know how they got those areas? By the census bureaus. It's so disgusting. This is all designed. The racism is designed. They have a system that's set up that targets black people in particular, and it's freaking disgusting. That's why I'm glad when I see other YouTubers out there you're exposing white so-called supremacy. It's not even white supremacy, it's white inferiority. So I think we need to stop saying white supremacy. It's totally white inferiority. That's what it is. It's a white inferiority complex. And we should call it that instead of saying white supremacy. We need to start saying white inferiority because that's what it is. But anyways, I didn't want to get off on the subject of this biking while black. The point is that this guy, McCoy, he says it's so unfair. He's a retired Environmental Protection Agency officer. He says it creates a situation where you get a dislike for the police because they're not doing what they should be doing. They're messing with you for nothing. And that's my point about this video, is that yes, these undercover cops and cops in particular, instead of fighting real crime, you instead target us on some small bullshit, raking up our numbers and putting us in jail when you should be doing this to white people too, and you don't. It's obvious. The statistics and all the data proves it. You're targeting black people, period. And that's effed up. So with that said, I'm going to end this here because I don't even want to read this article. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the description. I'm not going to go any further into it. It's so disgusting. There might be a point that I'm going to bring up in a minute, but I'm going to show you the video right now. Well, I just want to add that it says that the most common cyclist citation citywide was riding on the sidewalk, which is not permitted for riders 12 and older. Quote, I don't know what possible rationale explanation there could be for the police to write more bike infraction tickets in neighborhoods that have less money, less businesses, less bicycle infrastructure than in other communities, said Brendan Kevinite, a lawyer who specializes in bike cases. He referred to the issue as, quote, biking while black. There is definitely a perception in these neighborhoods that there are better things for the police to be doing, like catching criminals who are committing the murders in Chicago. Hint, hint. Said Chris Willard, owner of a small shop cycles and service in the South Side's Bronzeville neighborhood in the Douglas community area. And that's my whole point. So family, one thing I got out of this article was that a point that some black cyclists are bringing up is that in the black neighborhoods, they don't have the biking infrastructure. They don't have, in certain areas, they don't have where you can ride in a bike lane. So here it is, you're fighting, we're trying to bike in traffic, trying to stay out of cars' ways, not to get hit. And so you bike on the sidewalk and then they issue a citation. These so-called police who have nothing better to do than to focus on race instead of crime is so pathetic. It's ill, it's pathetic, and I have no love for no kind of justice system that works and operates like this. I hope you fail. I hope this justice system fails and falls on your face, flat on your face. I have no love for no kind of so-called justice system that has nothing to do with justice. And the Chicago police, you're freaking pathetic. I'm going to end it off here because it's just annoying. Just to read stuff like this, it's annoying. I have a bike, and I remember riding my bike one particular day, I was riding in the street, mind you, on the side, out of traffic way, and a freaking race soldier police. He was a white man police officer. Because black people, we have certain powers, right? We have certain things about us that give us a certain insight. Well, I felt that something was going on, and I happened to turn around, and sure enough, it was a white police officer, and he was driving his police car real slow behind me, just watching me. And when I turned around, I happened to turn around for whatever reason, and I saw him. Once I saw him, then he started driving normal, and then he drove past me. But he was profiling me. I didn't get pulled over, I didn't get stopped, but that white police officer was sitting there profiling me on my bike. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You race soldiers, so-called police officers, you're freaking disgusting. You have nothing to do with justice. And yes, biking while black, unfortunately, is an issue now in Chicago. Instead of the police worrying about more important crimes, no, they have to stop you for less petty ass shit, because they're petty. Mind you, they are petty, so that they have to stop you for a bike. Man, I'm done with this. Peace and love to you and yours. Thanks for watching. I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you.